You know how it automatically wants to put something in.
Yeah.
Hey everybody, how y'all doing tonight? Good to see y'all. Yeah, I made a boo boo. It says 7:15, but it's 7 o'clock. That was one of those. I made a mistake.
Okay.
Hope everybody's doing okay tonight. Good to see everybody. Miss Judy Wheeler, Mr. Gary Spikes, Miss Sharon, Denise,
Carol. No,
Carl,
I can't see today.
Jeff, Miss Sharon.
Sharon and Sharon got both.
Billy, how you doing, Billy? Hey, Miss Blue Eyed. Hey, Miss CD, good to see you.
Mark Creel.
Hey, Mark Creel. Leanne Smith, good to see you. Hey, Phyllis.
People, yep.
How you doing, Phyllis?
And there's the Endo. Must be ball game night. Go Dogs.
Go Dogs. Oh, Lord have mercy. War Eagle. And we'll have a bunch of roll tides here in just a minute.
Unless you work.
You might get run out of it. Well, no. Joe Parker probably like you on that one. I think he's a big LSU fan. Yeah. I don't know about Pat. She still may be Ohio State fan since she's originally from up in that neck of the woods. Or she might be about like us, don't really care.
Yeah. George White, Miss Sherry, E.E. Pullen.
Hey, everybody. Good to see everybody tonight. So,
Barb.
Hey, Miss Barb. Good to see you. Good to see you. Yeah, I thought I'd give y'all a little laugh tonight with my cowboy hat on. I ain't wore one in years. I broke down and bought me another this summer to keep the sun off my head a little better when I was doing stuff outside. So, used to wear one all the time.
There's a Go Dogs.
Yeah, somebody Go Dog.
Mr. Den Dubin said Go Blue.
Go Blue.
Yeah. I'm really not sure who Blue is, but.
Hey, Misty, good to see you.
Oh, burgers. Burgers sounds good.
Misty, how'd you like that? I commented on your Facebook post. Y'all didn't know I used to be a little rounder a little bit back in my younger days. Yeah, that bunch at the Red Horse Saloon was not happy with me.
Good in it, don't he, Diane?
Hey, Stephen, good to see you. Hey, Prospecting, good to see you, Wendell. Yeah, back when I was young, I got into a few things a little bit here and there.
Few.
A
few.
A few, yeah.
I was innocent.
The bouncer walked up and said, "You got to go, boy." I said, "Yes, sir." I didn't even argue with him because I knocked the table out from under them two girls and hit them like a bowling ball, hitting a bunch of bowling balls, and it was interesting. My buddies was dying laughing over there. And
hey, Catherine.
So never get drunk off tequila. Woo, mercy. Anyway.
Hey, Mr.
Hey, Mr. Gene. Hey, Catherine Guy. Hey, Sherry. Good to see you. Hey, Michael. It's good to see y'all tonight. Hey, Miss Di. Oh, yeah, you need to tell everybody you got the shirts ordered and all that good stuff.
Go ahead and tell them.
You do.
Well, we got all T-shirts ordered. Thank you all that placed an order. One small change. There was a few of you that wanted us to ship it to you. In order to ensure that the order arrived in time for the meet and greet, they had to convert all the order to ship to us. So what does that mean? It means that now I'll be shipping your T-shirt to you versus the company, which some of you may have thought was what was happening anyway. So no big deal, no changes really there. We will be shipping those out after the meet and greet, and we'll get those out to you. No extra fees. Whatever you paid for shipping coming to us anyway. So I'll be reaching out to those of you that wanted it shipped and get your address later as soon as they arrive and everything. So I've already talked to one or two of you about that, and y'all were good with the change. So, but the T-shirts are ordered.
And we did get a few extra.
Yep.
For the meet and greet in case somebody wants one or something. We got some different sizes. We didn't get a bunch because we can always do another order.
Yep.
So we don't want to be left with 100 shirts that we can't do nothing with. So that's why because that's what happens a lot of times. You get a bunch of them, then you're stuck with them for several years. And I'd rather order kind of on demand, I guess you would say.
Yeah. Maybe change the design next time.
Yeah, or something might go do something different or different colors or something.
Yep. I know a lot of you did not notice it. Sister, get up here. Come here.
Y'all notice it's getting dark quick now. It's 7 o'clock and the daylight's fading fast here. Supposed to be, I think, the last night of the full moon here. I
will be bringing a sweatshirt with the design on it to the meet and greet.
Yeah, that's good.
Because I don't think anybody noticed that you could do the drop down and choose the sweatshirt instead of the t-shirt. Because I don't think there's very many that wasn't a t-shirt.
Right. We can, after the meet and greet, if people want some sweatshirts, they see them actually with us on, then we can write your name down, get your order in, and we'll go from there. We'll get it figured out. This next week, we're going to try to get some stickers made if possible. If we can't make them, then I'll see if somebody local can make us a few or something. Yeah. We got a machine. We just got to figure out how to work the machine.
Yeah. I have never fooled with the crickets or whatever they're called. I've never fooled with cutting vinyl. I've just printed directly on stuff. So.
And I don't know if we'll have time to get any cups ready, will we?
We may. We'll have to see.
We'll have to see.
Yeah.
We just have to see, because tomorrow morning I'm going to try to get busy cutting some firewood. First thing in the morning, maybe while it's cool.
Thunderwood.
And then I got to help her get a chicken pen ready.
Yeah.
So I'm going to try to get a little head start on some firewood tomorrow. And one other person that's local said they're going to bring some firewood, and I think somebody else said they're going to bring some. So, and I'll try to get some more cut up next week, and then if I need to come back to the house.
I'm glad you do, Miss Pat. I'm glad you like it.
Yeah,
apron.
You'll have to make some more one day.
Yep. I enjoyed making stuff. I just don't have time for it much anymore.
Right. Yeah, if you're going to do it, you pretty much have to do it on Saturday.
Mm-hmm. And Saturdays when I catch up everything here.
Yeah.
Sister. Plan of the day, guys. They know what this is. This is Beautyberry. And George White says send him a picture of the sticker. So this is Beautyberry, guys.
I'll try to do that, Joe.
And this is in my yard.
Oh, sister.
These things like growing in the woods.
Sister. All right, sister.
We have issues going on.
Lord
Sister's on the rampage. Sister is being sister tonight, let me tell you. Anyway, so Beautyberry. The leaves are great for bug repellent. The older times, they took the leaves and just rubbed them on their body. Now there's a way to take and put them in a crock pot and make a spritz for your body with it. I could tell you the exact process, but I can't go into all that right now. But the berries also make jelly and stuff like that too. So, hey, Michael Haywood. Leanne says they make great chicken feed also. I've never tried this for chicken feed, but, I wouldn't doubt that they would eat it. So, blue Beautyberry, look it up. This is not one of the hybridized landscape varieties. This is a native variety that was picked from the woods.
Up on Creepy Mountain. Now, which one that comes?
That was Street Shrub that we got from Creepy Mountain.
Yeah.
This was from Dollar.
Oh, okay.
Near the lake, wasn't it?
Coosa management area.
So, in the woods, we walked through. It was a lot of them, all underneath the trees.
We were searching for a cemetery. It's some of my kinfolk from the 1800s is buried in, and we could never find that cemetery. And
a lot of people said it's much easier to access from the water, though.
Yeah. So this winter I'm going back I'm gonna go back in there this winter and walk it again. And
Hey, Christy. Hey, Skunk Ape. Hey, Sergey.
hey, Pat. Hey, Sergey, Christy. Good to see y'all tonight. Good to anybody else I've missed not speaking to.
Mm-hmm.
Good to see y'all.
All right. So another thing, let's talk about our book. So I picked up 2 books, but it's a theme. Pick a watch and scroll, try to get these on those little lumber bridges.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Yeah, they like to eat that. All right. So I went with a theme today for the books. So this is survival techniques. This one's a little hardback book. And this one is Survival is a Dying Art. Basically, these books have the same things in common. Basically telling you things that you can do to survive in situations that you may not be at your home. Tells you how to start fires, a little first aid, basic shelters, traps and things like that is in both of these books. I almost told you that the book of this week would be a map, because that is going to be something that we really need as well. If anything ever happens to our grid or things like that, a map, and we need to know how to read them. But I chose not to do that this week and go with the survival book instead. So there's your book of the week and your plant of the week.
It's short and sweet tonight, wasn't
Short and sweet.
Y'all, Rebecca's not feeling the greatest in the world, so that's why she's not real upbeat like she usually is. So.
She got migraine raging.
So,
and
I told her she didn't have to come on tonight, but she
might have made too.
So yeah, but she wanted to for a little bit. So hey, Miss DD, good to see you in here tonight. So I'm glad to have everybody.
Chasing ghost deer.
Yeah, Jeff's gonna have a little something to talk about probably on our next show. I'll let Jeff do that part though. They had a little interesting thing happen the other night with him and his buddy. So we'll let Jeff bring that up on it, or if he wants to talk about it in here. But he's more than welcome to. And anybody like to call in tonight, or not call in?
If y'all want to be on the live, let us know. We'll send you a link.
We'll send you a link real quick. You can come on for a few minutes. You ain't got to stay on the whole time. You can come in, make your peace, or whatever you want to talk about a minute. And, I'll try to have somebody on next week. Got several people that's willing to come on. I just got to, I didn't push the matter real hard this week, just because, yes, we do, Blue Eyed. I agree 100% about the weather in the Gulf.
Yep.
We're going to have to start paying attention to that. And I'm glad you brought that up, Blue Eyed. Anybody that's coming to the meet and greet, if you got
some close.
Well, we don't know yet. What I was going to say, hey, Pat, good to see you, brother. What I was going to say, if you have a weather app on your phone, you can go in there and type in a city or a zip code, and you might want to add that to your list. That way you can keep up with the weather here for the next 2 weeks here in my area. You can zip code, you can put 35150 in, or you can type in Sylacauga, one of the two. Keep up with the weather. This first of this week, I told Rebecca, I called her and I said, you wouldn't believe what I'm showing for the meet and greet. It was showing the Saturday night being 37 degrees. I said, this was crazy. I watched it and it kept it there for 3 nights in a row. Then it changed it. Tuesday night, excuse me, it changed it. It went back up some. It shows us the next week being in the low 40s and 30s in Alabama the second week of October. Right after everybody leaves to go home from the meet and greet, that temperature goes, woo! But it is showing in the 50s at night, 70s during the day, during the meet and greet. It does show rain ending right before the meet and greet, but y'all know how that can be. It could slow down and you come in on the meet and greet. So that's why I say, if you got a weather out, be prepared for whatever the weather may be. Hey, Miss Burton, good to see you.
And y'all, here in the South, the weather likes to show out. The jokes and memes about all 4 seasons in one day.
Very true.
It's a
Very
true
true.
thing. It's not a joke. Mother Nature likes to show out.
Who's got a birthday today?
Pat Noble?
Hey, Morris Akers. Good to see you. I don't know.
I don't know either. And I missed whoever Morris is. Oh, okay. Cool.
Nice to have you.
Miss V's in the house. Miss Christie dealing with anemia again, she said, so you gotta keep that in prayers.
Patrick, today's birthday. Okay. Happy birthday. Well, tomorrow. Happy birthday, early birthday, Pat.
Yeah, Christy, I said that it was going to be a meet and freeze. Anything with Woodwalker's name on it, apparently it's going to be a meet and freeze.
Well,
we need to have them do it in July. That way it'd be comfortable camping in July.
You wouldn't get most people because July wouldn't be comfortable for most people.
Yeah, but if Woodwalker slaps their name on it, it'll become a freeze. Right? I mean, right?
Well, it'd be more like B. Steve V's name. I think that's when they had that spitting ice. And
yeah, that's a big no for me.
It was pretty chilly at LBL this year, but it Saturday and Sunday got a little comfortable. Boy, that Thursday and Friday was kind of a little miserable up there with that wind coming off that water. Right now, we're
fault. Yep.
We're 2 weeks out, so by next Friday we'll kind of know what we got going on.
Yeah.
But I appreciate Miss Pat did bring up about we do have a storm that may be brewing down in the Gulf by next weekend.
Pat Rent says his birthday's during the outing.
Okay, cool. Hey, there's gonna be a bunch of folks get a bunch of birthday spankings. Be hard to run from all of us. We gang tackle you, and somebody get a big switch or something. But if any of y'all missed it, huh?
Hey, Dee Dee.
Hey, yeah, I spoke to Miss Dee Dee a while ago.
I don't know if I did or not. Anyway, keep going.
Me and Rebecca went down Sunday, down to the hunters camp. Done some video, so I'm hoping y'all caught that video. If you haven't, go check it out. Sometime this weekend, me, Spencer, and a few others, I think Greg and Misty, maybe Roger, I don't know who else is going to discuss the itinerary and everything for the meet and greet. And then next weekend, the weekend before the outing, I don't know if we'll do it on our channel, if we'll do it on Woodwalkers on Sunday. We're going to talk about the meet and greet, kind of go over the itinerary and kind of remind everybody everything. And I will put over on the Woodwalkers chat or the Woodwalkers event page about next week. I will put a pin on where the hunters camp is. I've done put it in chat several times for people asking. There's some other things that have come up I need to bring up real quick. On management areas, no ATVs, no UTVs. They'll write you a ticket in a heartbeat. I know Alabama's funny about a lot of that stuff. When the ATVs first come out, they would allow you to go get your deer. If you shot one, the only way you could use it. But now they done away with it completely. And y'all know why. Somebody went and messed it up for everybody else, So yeah, no ATVs, no UTVs. I'm sorry. And somebody asked me about guns. It's like I said in the video the other day. Just be very careful what you bring. I doubt he'd search anybody's vehicle. But if he was seeing you toting around a hunting rifle, he's probably going to write you a ticket for it. you can have a self-defense gun.
PJ.
Kind
Hey,
of keep
Mr.
that in mind. Is
Kilpatrick.
what I'm trying to say. Y'all just keep that in mind. Hey, PJ, good to see you.
Leanne wanted to know how to get raffle gifts
How do you-
sent.
Sent. Okay. Well, you could even
Bring them with you.
you can. Well, if she's wanting to send it, it sounds like she's not going to make it.
I know.
But,
I'm just picking. She can bring it with her.
Yeah, that'd be great. You can
Very
mail it to
expensive.
us if you need to. We'll make sure it gets put in, or you can mail it to Spencer or any of us, and we make sure it got put in the raffle. If you need to message us, I can give you our address. I don't know if I'm friends with Leanne Smith or not. There's people sometimes I know them by name, and then they send me a friend request with their real name, and I'm going like, who is this person? So, but we can do that. I don't mind you sending it here.
Just get with one of us.
Get with us or Spencer over at Woodwalkers
Or Misty.
or Misty.
Or Greg.
One of us make sure it gets put in the raffle. You gonna make it, babe?
Yep.
If you need to go on in, you go ahead.
I'm probably about to.
Okay. And what we hadn't planned on doing a long live tonight. Well, I just wanted to make sure we came on and went over some of the stuff from the hunters camp. Get you kind of watching the weather. That you know is information. Hey, Miss B, good to see you tonight. That you know there's some information gonna come out next weekend. Kind of give you itinerary and go over some stuff. Still haven't heard back from the forest ranger on the permission to carry the porta-johns. So I guess I'm gonna end up having to.
Oh, did he not call this morning?
Well, they never call me back. I've tried to call them several times, and so I don't know what's going on that. I'm gonna have to. I guess I'm gonna have to go by their office. I guess.
Yep.
And make sure about everything because he was gonna have to ask about that. And I mean, way he talked, he had no issue with it, but he said he had to make sure. So I don't know. He did call one day this week. Of course, I didn't hear the phone ring. I was asleep, and I've tried to call him back. Talked to their receptionist several times, and she's left him messages. And so I hope it ain't nothing serious. I think it's probably about them porta-johns. But anyway,
y'all be prepared to not have a porta-john.
Yeah, just
saying.
in case. I mean, we're trying to, but I didn't make no promises we would have them. Just trying to.
Promised primitive.
It's primitive.
Way primitive.
Had somebody send me a message about the convenience stores, and I kind of went over that other day. But yes, back towards Sylacauga, there's several convenience stores that's open 24/7.
There's Superfly in here.
Yes.
Yep.
Hey, Superfly, good to see you. So y'all, there is there's a Walmart, there's a Publix, there's Piggly Wigglies, there's drug stores, there's a hospital, all within 12 miles. So yeah, I've seen,
man.
huh?
Superfly.
Massive heart attack, you see.
Mm-hmm.
I hate to hear that. Hope he has survived that. Has anybody got any questions about the meet and greet coming up? Anything offhand right now? Anything offhand? And hey, Superfly, I was going to tell you why my brain's on it.
Hey, Jeff.
Hey, Mr. Townsend, good to see you. I hope you're doing a lot better, brother. Hope you're healing up. And I've been meaning to message you this week. It's just been a busy week, and Hadn't had a chance to. No excuse. It's just been a busy week. Let's see. Superflies. You was talking about finding some places dug out down there in the woods close to you. It was funny looking. Well, I heard somebody else talking about that on some property. Uh, so maybe something to that.
Mark's Tree Farm.
Mark's Tree Farm.
It's Christmas in Dixie Tree Farm.
Yeah.
It's near the outing.
Yeah. There's a Christmas tree farm about 1.5 miles away from the outing. And if you can, y'all come in from the 280 side. I know some of y'all coming from toward Georgia, some other places going to try to send you probably up and down a bunch of dirt roads and here and there and yonder. If you can come off of 280, you'll do a lot better. But I mean, the gravel road coming in there ain't bad. It's just going to twist you around in Clay County a little bit, and you'll have to come down a long dirt road, gravel road. And yeah. So. And we're looking forward to seeing everybody. Looking forward to seeing everybody. Yeah.
That's correct, Gary. When you put that in, it goes right in.
Well, some people have told me that when you put the hunter's camp in,
it goes to the other place.
It tries to send you in the back way, which is all out of the way. I think it sent Joe and Pat and them one time way out of the countryside, and it sent some other people, and there's some confusion because the actual bull gap is on Alabama Highway 148, but the road going to the hunter's camp is also called Bull's Gap Road, and I think some confusion starts happening there. That's why I keep mentioning the Christmas tree farm, because if you get to that point, you're not far from it.
I'm about to head in.
You're going to head in, babe?
I'm head in.
Okay, that's fine. You tell everybody bye, and I'll finish handling it. I'm not going to stay on much longer.
Okay.
Just if
I'm going in, guys. Y'all have fun with Mark.
Well, I might tell a Bigfoot encounter in a minute.
Go for it.
Or somebody wants to come in and talk, we will. You'll have to bear with me being out here. Y'all keep an eye on behind me. Something might try to sneak up on me. Because I do have a critter here. So, you gonna carry a sister with you? Okay. I'm gonna lay this here a minute. Has anybody got any questions about, about anything else down there? Thank you, George. I appreciate it. Yes, sir. Yeah, Mr. Kilpatrick, there is room for a camper. I'll have mine. There's several other people bringing theirs. There's some good flat places in there to set up. So excuse me, I'm sorry. Yeah, I've had a little old cough this week. I don't know what's going on, but let's see. Anything dead, you can use. You just can't cut down trees, and you can cut them down dead, but you cannot pack your vehicle into the woods. Alabama, the National Forest Service is very, very funny about it, and hey, Jessica, good to have you tonight. Hey, Steve, good to have you. And but yes, you can get a camper in there. Mine's 23-footer. Joe and Pat has one that's a little bigger than mine. Coombo's is a little bigger than mine. I think they're around 25. So yeah, you can get them in. And there is some flat places to put them. So. Yes, sir. Only thing we asked about the generators is around 10 o'clock at night, they be shut off. where other people can sleep, and also, we kind of know how it is. I've got an inverter generator. Um, if the weather's not bad, I won't have to worry about running. If it goes down in the 50s at night, it'll be fine anyway. But yes, sir, we just asked everybody uh, after 10 o'clock to shut generators off. Some people like to record uh, during the night while they're sleeping. They put out recorders, and um, we was up at Daniel Boone last year, and we had a guy uh, come in and brought a loud one. He wasn't with us. He was another camping group, and Lord have mercy, that thing sounded like a welding machine over there running all night long, and I mean it got obnoxious. See, yeah. But I understand during the day, them campers can get hot during the day, and yeah, the inverter type generators they don't make much, they don't make too much racket. Superfly, did I hear about any underground dens close to here? Haven't heard anything about that, Superfly. What I was referring to a while ago was on another podcast. I heard somebody talking about they had found some dugout places on top of a hill that almost looked like a body could lay in. They was wondering if the boogers was using that like an ambush point. They would lay down in it. Maybe some other boogers would push the deer or something up that hill, and they'd run into them. And that's what me and Keith and Adam was finding up on Creepy Mountain. Not the holes dug, but we would find a long tree pushed down parallel with a deer trail in a curve. Right, was a curve at not far from a green field, maybe 50 yards. We found one time. I was walking a deer trail, seeing where the deer trail led to. Come down to this curve of the trail down to 90. There was this one lone pine tree out of this whole area, pushed parallel right there, right past the curve. When I got to looking on the back side of the pushed down pine, it was patted down. Me and Mr. Tal Banco got to talking about it. I mean, of course, this is theory. We really can't prove it. He was thinking maybe one or two would stand behind that pine tree. When deer got on the green patch, other boogers would come and push the deer toward them. They would go down that trail. And of course, when the deer gets to a curve, a 90, it slows down a little bit to make that turn. And maybe the Bigfoot were blindsiding, reaching right up and popping one real hard, with his fist or something. But we have heard from several witnesses that have actually watched them take deer, take hogs, and that's something they do. They punch them. They reach out and hit them real hard with their fist. I guess dazes them long enough for them to be able to jump on them. If these witnesses are telling the truth, and I think they are. So, excuse me, I'm sorry. And I'm sorry that Rebecca had to leave. She's just been fighting that migraine the last 2 days, and she wanted to come on long enough to say hello and do her plant of the week and her book of the week, and so. Now, Superfly, I'm not doubting what you're saying, but could it be from erosion where water is maybe eroding the road away there up under the road or something? You be careful, Miss Diane. Glad you came in tonight. Hey, Hillary, good to see you tonight, too. Good to see you. Like I said, if anybody hasn't checked out the video, go look at it, and it kind of gives you an overview what the camp looks like. What's behind Rebecca's chair? I don't know. I see one of my Torca teach, whatever you want to call it, torches thing. That's what's standing up behind there. So Okay, Miss V. Yeah, right. I think that's what a lot of them do. They do a good punch to daze them a minute, and then they. Uh, Good to see you, Pat. Happy birthday tomorrow, and have a good day at work. I'm off till Sunday night. They wanted me to work tonight, and I just told them I wasn't going to work tonight. I got too many little projects I got to take care of tomorrow. Get some wood cut up for this meet and greet, and uh, fix a chicken pen uh, over here on the other side of the house, and a few other little odd and ends. I had to fix a diesel leak today on one of my tractors, and then we had a refrigerator delivered, and I was kind of waiting on them folks to get here, and thought I seen something move over here. But the window done got me watching behind me. Haven't heard nothing here at the house in the last few weeks. It's actually been very quiet. They're logging in behind me, so I don't know how that's going to take things right now at the moment. They've right up to my line now. I wish I had known that property was for sale. I would have tried to bought that property, and I may have cut some of the timber off myself, but he's clear cutting it, which he's claiming he's gonna make pasture. Hope he does. That means the boogers will still probably come through here. So. Yes, Sherry, we can pick up dead limbs, or if we see any down trees, we can cut them up. As long as we do not pull a truck or vehicle into the woods to get it, you have to tow it. That's the bad thing. But I should have a good truckload. There's another guy said that he's gonna bring some, one of the local guys, and I'm gonna cut up enough 2 loads here. And if I need to come back and get a second load during the meet and greet, I'll come back because I'm only 12 miles away, so I can cut out. In fact, me and Rebecca, one of us, I had to come home probably during the meet and greet and check on my setter puppies and chickens and rabbits and everything else. So now, when I was down there the other day, it wasn't much limbs on the ground. So there's a little wood that looked like was left over from when Mr. Bryan and them were there. Maybe 7, 8 pieces of wood. But if anybody local, if you've got some wood and you want to bring it, you're more than welcome to. They're doing good, Gary. They're growing. I need to be training them. That little male, he points everything out here. He points the car. He points the birds, the bugs. He's got a. He's doing a lot of pointing. Yes, Superfly. The supposed killing of the hunter was in the 80s. In the early 80s, he was found at the foot of his tree stand. He did not come home, and I'll go over this at the meet and greet. We're going to go over a little bit of history of Hollins and the Sylacauga area, of the boogers and paranormal and some of the history. That way you kind of understand. Because Sylacauga is right dab in the middle of the 33rd parallel. High concentration of quartz. One of the largest marble deposits in the world, with the largest marble quarry in the world. Only place on Earth where recorded history of a person hit by a meteorite back in 1954. Got Gravity Hill. We got a place down in Coosa County where a big light follows people in vehicles. Come to find out, it happens up at the grist mill. I've had several people tell me that they have left the grist mill at night and a ball of light would come out of the woods and follow them down the highway, then it would finally disappear. I've had 2 people come out and tell me that. When my mother lived up there, they talked about seeing lights floating around down there on the creek at night. So, we live in a high, strange area. Hey, Greg, good to see you, brother. Good to see you. Hey, N4UPD, good to see you. Yep, Gravity Hill is interesting. State Alabama says it's optical illusion, but several people have went over, our surveyors went over and they say it ain't. So I don't know. But while y'all here, any of y'all here, go try Gravity Hill out. It's right off of 280. In fact, it's right there at my friend Keith's house. Y'all will probably get to meet Keith. We've asked him to speak at the meet and greet. A little bit about Creepy Mountain, the stuff that me and him and Adam and the others dealt with over the years, Pat Rance. So he has agreed to speak about it. Because I'd like for him to talk about it a little bit, not always just me. And one of these days, I hope to get Adam, get Adam, one of our programs one night and let him go over all his stuff. Because Adam captured a lot of audio from that mountain. Very interesting stuff. Very interesting. That'd be good. Them Hocking Hills, Bobby has got some stuff in there. I've been in there before. Kind of reminds me of Alabama woods. Very similar, except for a lot more hemlocks in there. Me and my son walked a lot of those trails, and I can see where some boogers live in that area, and there's no doubt down in there for sure. And right there where he lives, there's a lot of Bigfoot reports right around Columbus, Ohio there, right on the outskirts of Plain City, back over at Marysville, up at Delaware area, back toward Mechanicsburg and going back down towards Cincinnati on, I think it's 70 or 71. Blue Eye can correct me on that highway. Back down in there, and of course, closer you get to that Ohio River, it seems like it really picks up. So, and hey, Randall, good to see you tonight. I hope I haven't missed anybody. Not used to doing this live by myself. I'm used to having Rebecca right by me, so I'm just sitting here having to think. It's kind of got me off track here a little bit. I'm not used to doing it by myself, but I guess every now and then I need to be ready to do that. So, thank you, Gary. Thank you, Gary. Now we're really looking forward to seeing everybody and having a good time and just having the fellowship and sitting around the campfire talking and we're planning on part of the itinerary is having people talk about some of their encounters or sightings and anybody that would like to get up and talk, let us know beforehand, and we'll set a time for you to get up and talk. But we want it to be more about we want individuals that don't get recognized much to be the ones to tell us stuff. Not knocking nobody that's on YouTube or none of that. We want to hear from y'all some too about some. So any of y'all would like to speak at the meet and greet, about your encounters and stuff, and any of y'all that's ever been to Hollins that's had stuff happen, we of course want you to talk about it since we're there. Okay, that's good, Miss CD. That'll be fine. We're gonna set some times up for different people. We're gonna try to set up itinerary, and the main reason we're doing that is where people know what time this person's gonna speak, what time this person's gonna speak, what time we're gonna do a raffle, what time we're gonna eat, or whereabouts, what time we're gonna sit around the fire, do the everybody talk. I mean, of course, that way if anybody during the day wants to go to Sylacauga or somewhere else and get lunch, they can. Or if you need to run to the store, if you want to ride around in the national forest, or if you want to go hiking, you have that certain part of the day you can do it, and then we'll get started at a certain time Saturday evening with the speaker. And of course, Friday night we'll have some time there too. So, but we'll have all that worked out by next weekend and let everybody know kind of what it's going to be. And that way you kind of kind of know what's happening. That way, if you want to get out and round about, uh, you know, yeah, Greg, Dick remove. I hear you, brother. Yeah, it'd be good. And I'm gonna probably hit a few other folks up if they don't mind getting up talking. We'll um, this weekend. Me and Spencer, Greg, Misty, and a few others gonna get together and talk, and we may be hitting some more of you up to get up and talk a little bit, if you don't mind. But this is what it's about. Having a good time. Uh, so yeah. Actually, first aid would be a very good topic. That's something that's not talked much about on most of your Bigfoot channels. Really, we don't go in that, and a lot of us that go out in the woods. Um, Even if it's just for a afternoon, you never know what you can get into. I mean, you can step in a hole, and I can tell you, I've stepped in a lot of holes, especially being a coon hunter. I've stepped in old pine holes that where they'd rotten out, and I went all the way up to my crotch. And I'm glad other people were with me, and I hope, um, you know, um, something don't ever happen to that, or you could slip on a rock, or I mean, there's all kind of things can happen, and you can be in a mess. And I always tell everybody, please, if you go to the woods by yourself, it really is not a good idea to. But please be careful. Um, let people know where you're going. Carry you some water with you. Um, you know, so just be careful. But it's better to go with somebody if you can. Hey, Stacy, good to see you. Good to see you. I appreciate that, Mr. Kilpatrick. I'll ask Spencer for sure about that. I'll ask him about that. So I know that the last time we had somebody bring one, and it worked. I don't know if that person is coming to the meet and greet this year or not, or to this one. But I'll find out from him, and for sure, I'll let you know if we do. Some buck dancing lessons gonna be in your loincloth for us, Greg. So, usually when I'm doing this by myself, I'm walking, showing y'all stuff. Sitting down here talking is kind of strange to me. Kind of weird. Uh, yeah, very, very possible, Misty. I agree on that. Very possible. Very possible. Christy, beard care and cleaning. Yeah, yeah. I tell you, that's the bad thing about wearing a beard. Especially the older you get, food wants to dribble in it and everything else. Boy, having to keep it clean and wash your face good and get that oil out of it. And, so yeah, yeah, Misty, I think you're hitting on something. That's what I was saying. Uh, from Creepy Mountain, we would find these, and that wasn't only Greenfield. We ended up looking at a lot of the green fields, and we found about 4 more like that. And we believe that was an ambush spot for them to try to get deer. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. We had some overhangs up on the club. One of our members years ago um, went down side of a hill to try to catch some dogs, and the dogs were down there around a big rock bluff, and he went up under an undercut there, and he found bones. Actually found a deer carcass laying there, just the bones. They were scattered everywhere. He said it was very strange for a deer to be laying right there because it was like a 60, 70-foot drop off from there. And which, I mean, somebody could have shot the deer and the deer went down that hill and went up under there to hide. I mean, we don't know, but it was kind of an odd place, he said, uh, to find it and everything. So there was a boneyard on the club. Me and Keith did go look at it. after we had a club member tell us he found one. It was off in a very deep holler, very hard to get to. Um, it um, it wasn't somebody dragging their deer down there. There was cow bones in there too, like dog bones, deer bones, small bones, maybe like squirrels and stuff. Um, Place had an eerie feeling to it, and it was strange that the bones wouldn't eat up because the squirrels and other varmints typically wear out the bones pretty quick to get the calcium and other minerals out of it. And when we got to looking at some of the bones, they were splintered, like something splintered that bone. And we do believe that was a boneyard. We kept an eye on it. We went back to it several different times, uh, but never no fresh bones. I'm figuring they deserted that area and probably went to another, especially after we came in there on top of it. They probably moved what we figured they did. So, yeah. Having pizza party with friend and friends. That's cool. Pizza sounds good. I don't need it though. Ain't nothing like a good piece of Hawaiian pizza. I love pineapple with that ham, boy. It's just something about that. I love pineapple. I can't help it. Coconut and pineapple are my two favorites, and two favorite, and they're both tropical plants. So love them. Anybody got any more questions, or anybody want to come on? Let me know. Message me real quick or something. I'll invite you in and send me an email, messenger, or however you want to do it. If you're not friends with me on Messenger, I can give you my email real quick and you can send it to me, and I can bring you in for a few minutes if you'd like to come talk. And I will ride back down to Holland's again. Yes, barbecue with pineapple. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. That's very good. I'm gonna ride back down to the hunters camp probably Sunday. Check on it again. Uh, like I said the other day, they have not bush hogged it, but it ain't real bad. To be honest with you. If any of y'all, what in the world was that? Rebecca may have left her phone out here. Yep, she did. She probably don't even know that. So, didn't know what that was for a minute. Hey, Joey, good to have you. Or Jay, excuse me, I'm sorry. Is that Jay? Yeah, Jay, I'm sorry. Hard to tell sometimes. Good to have you. I am going to, like I said, go check. If anybody has a weed eater, you're welcome to bring it, especially if it's a battery one. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to just carry my battery operated weed eater, carry a couple of extra batteries. And when folks pull up, if they're in a spot that looks like it's going to be grassy, we can take and weed eat it real quick. I'm not going to carry a tractor down there. They would probably frown on me unloading a big tractor and bush hogging it. But they probably wouldn't get uptight about a weed eater. And why I say that, I mean, when you get on government property, they get funny. They get real funny. And especially nowadays, y'all know how they're doing. They're shutting roads off. They wrote a guy a ticket down there a few years ago for having a walk behind rototiller. He went up a road to make him a green patch, an old road bed. And I guess the game warden heard the tiller running or seen his truck or whatever, walked up there where he was, and they wrote him a ticket for not having permission to do it and for having mechanical device past a gate. And it's a pretty hefty fine, what I think. So, let's see. Yeah, just keep an eye on that weather. Like I said, you can type in 35150 in the zip code. Keep up with the weather here in Sylacauga. Like Blue Eyed said earlier, I'll bring it up again for people that's just come in, may not heard. There is a storm brewing in the Caribbean. They're talking about sometime next week it may be up into the Gulf of Mexico, and maybe next weekend coming in somewhere in the Gulf. Of course, we don't ever know till we get closer where it's going. It may be a rainmaker and it may be a hurricane. We just have to watch it real close and see. Also, during the meet and greet is showing to be in the 50s at night. So I want to bring you a long sleeve shirt or a hoodie or something in case it gets a little windy. When we were up in Tennessee a couple of weeks ago, Pat Blue Eye, she can tell you, Jessica can tell you, he got cool up there on that Saturday night. That temperature really dropped on us on top of that mountain. I think it got down almost 50 degrees. And I mean, that sounds good, but when you've been used to 70s at night and all of a sudden it's in the 50s, it kind of, gets you at first. I had to throw on my blue jean shirt that night. And I mean, it was just at that point, plus getting older ain't helping, and taking all these hypertension pills don't help matters either. So just be prepared. You might have to have rain gear. I don't think so, but just be prepared. Just be prepared for it, just in case. Remember, the place has no water. I'm going to try to have extra water with me for people to wash their hands. I know some other people, I think Greg said he was going to bring some more extra water. And if anybody else wants to bring a little bit, just enough for yourself to do, and stuff. And Greg will be cooking on Friday, Saturday night. Y'all keep that in mind, and y'all be sure to donate to Greg for doing that. Some of us get over and help him with, and y'all just remember too, I can come to my home and get water. I'm only 12 miles away, so if we get low on water, I can come to the house and get it. No issues. Mushroom carving class. Yes, October typically is the driest month of in Alabama. Usually, but also I've seen it very wet before. So looks like that first week of October is going to be a little wet. It's looking like it. Looks like the rain ends on Monday right before the meet and greet. I know some people are talking about coming in on the 1st. I appreciate y'all letting me know that. I know some people are coming in on the 2nd. I appreciate you knowing that. I'm planning on setting my camper up on the 2nd. Probably won't be able to stay at night because I have to work. Rebecca may stay because since there'll be some people there, I'd be comfortable with her being there with other people being there. I wouldn't sure let her go down there by herself at night by herself. That is one place that I probably would not camp by myself. There's just too much that went on with the tents being found and deserted there. The supposable guy that got killed by something unknown animal, as they stated. The other deaths that have happened in the area. Just a lot in that area. And then, of course, when we was having a outing last year, I think it was maybe in the year before, I can't remember. But I think we had a booger walk through camp that night by everybody, tents and campers. Everybody heard footsteps. I've seen a shadow go across the tent. He went on down toward where some other people were camped at the bottom of the hill, went down there and fooled around. And this was, like 4:30 in the morning. When we went to ask him the next morning, was anybody up around that time? Everybody said no. Some of people's dogs went to acting funny during that time period. I know sister got real quiet, wouldn't say nothing. Lori, her and Lauren were down on the very bottom. She had her dog, and she said her dog tried to get up under her on whatever it was, come down there walking around. And it sounded like it was on 2 feet. I heard it went by my tent. It went within 10 foot of me. and I watched the shadow go across my tent. And I think Flat Rock heard it, and some other people back up the other way, because we were all spread out in there, kind of like we're going to be at this meet and greet. People were just in different areas, and I think it bebopped right down through the middle of us that night. And let's see, anybody got any more questions or anything? Okay, good, Christy. Well, I'll be setting my camper up sometime during that day. I think Mr. Billy and Flat Rock's coming on the first. They'll already be there. I'm gonna try to get my camper down there on that Wednesday. And anybody that comes in, try to help them, as long as I can. Then, I think Mr. Brian and Mr. Cliff and Jeffy gonna be there Wednesday. Pat Rance and Willie. I think Joe and Pat. So there'll be enough of us there, to help each other and all that. And see. So I think we're gonna be good on water and everything. Hey, good to see you, Mr. Bell. Good to see you, brother. Good to see you. Happy birthday from this week too. Everybody tell Mr. Bell happy birthday. God's hand, Bigfoot of Alabama. That's Mr. Keith. Y'all tell him happy birthday. Hope you get to come too, Mr. Keith. I hope you're feeling well enough to come. If not camp, at least come maybe Saturday and sit with us a little while or something. Thank you, Misty. I hope she gets over it too. If she don't get no better, I told her I had to carry someone and let them give her a shot. Hey, Katie G, good to see you tonight. Good to see you. Don't worry about that, Katie. Don't worry about that. I will tell you, at the May outing, me and Joe Parker probably got a glimpse of one close by. This is going to be just like LBL. We had something moving around the camp at LBL, right there behind the set of tents where, in fact, where Christy and Gary Spikes and Roger Williams and all of them were at. And I think on up in there behind where Misty and them was. Misty can correct me on that if I'm wrong, but they kept hearing movement, and I think somebody seen lights up on the hill too, or maybe eye shine. So I think there was something checking everything out. Every time we've been to Hollins, if something goes on, we hear vocals, you hear tree limbs snap, you hear whoops sometimes, sometimes rocks, you hear other weird sounds. Flashing of light, like somebody's taking pictures. Vibrations, you'll feel the vibration in the ground like it's a little earthquake. But when you go look at the Geological Survey of Alabama, there's nothing to mention about an earthquake in this area. We have earthquakes here in Alabama, little small ones, most of them up north Alabama, because it's more close to that Madrid fault. But we, thumping noises, that happens up on Creepy Mountain too, hitting the flashing lights and all that. And last week, if y'all seen where Mr. Brian was on with us, he caught some images there with his fire. It could be something the fire's making. We don't really know. But, there was this pink ball right there at his fire, and then right up above it, this little green thing, and then it goes up higher like it gets bigger. It was weird. And I've seen the orbs down there at night before too. When it was just a couple of us there, I've seen the orbs fly, floating around, the little round ones. Up on Creepy Mountain, we've seen some of the square ones that's rectangular, so they're kind of weird. Yes, ma'am. A lot of strange things on Creepy Mountain. I need to get back on that subject some, and I probably will after the meet and greet. I'll be going up there more. In fact, I need to go up there this week and get my feeder put out, my game camera. I've been thinking about releasing a picture from up there that I got several years ago. I've just been pondering it, that a game camera captured something in the background. Well, in fact, several things I've caught with a game camera. Caught a smoky haze come in front of my camera one time. It run the deer off. Deer were sitting there feeding. This was 2 o'clock in the evening. You see the deer grazing. You see them raise their head up, look behind the camera. Next thing you know, in the camera, their tails are up and they're in motion. Within another minute, this smoky looking object comes in front of the camera. Now, the thing is, I've got another camera pointed at this camera. This other camera never catches that. There's not a person back there smoking. There's nothing else back there. This camera does go off several times, but there's nothing in the picture. It just catches the deer. But when that smoky thing comes in front of this camera, this other camera does not catch it. So, not sure what that was. And then I have a picture of something standing behind a tree that had fallen, a big root ball. And there's several pictures. It's taking pictures of deer, but this is in the background. And good, piece behind there. There's some kind of figure standing back there, like it's hiding in behind the root ball, watching them deer. And that camera caught that. So, yeah, Rebecca doesn't know her phone's out here. So, but if she needs me, she'll come to the door and holler at me. And this, what time? Well, that's 6. Yeah, I mean, a little after 8. I probably won't go too much longer. I don't want to bore y'all to death. So, that's right, Greg. I have Spencer with them edible peanut butter underwear. It'll be perfect bait, won't it? Talking about peanut butter, that's what me and Keith started when we decided to do a little feeding on the club. We went and bought some cheap jars of peanut butter. They used to make some that was small, come in small. Most of them now is huge. This one was a small one. And what we were doing, we first started putting them low to the ground. We figured out that wasn't going to work because the deer, the coons, everything else was getting right there to it. So we ended up coming back with us a step ladder and getting up about 7-8 foot up on top of a tree. And I took a gutter nail and I would drive the gutter nail through the lid and the jar and all in that tree. And I'd sink that gutter nail up about a good 2 inches in that tree. And when we came back, first time we'd done that, we came back, we found the jar and the gutter nail gone. When I got up there where I could see a little better with the step ladder, even though I'm 6 foot tall, we did carry a little small step ladder with us to get up a little higher. I noticed this nail was not watered out of that tree. It was pulled straight out. If it was a human, we'd have to start working that nail up and down, back and forth. We finally could get it out. But I drove that nail in there pretty good. And this was in a hardwood tree too. This wasn't in a pine or something that's softwood. This was in a hardwood tree in a creek bottom. So that way, if the nail stayed in there, if they ever come cut timber, they wouldn't ever get in there. Which that nail was a aluminum gutter nail. We've done that several more times, and that will happen. We come back, and one time I did find the gutter nail laying at the base of the tree. We wouldn't never find the peanut butter jars. They just disappeared off the face of the earth. We made big perimeters around, get further and further out. We would never find the peanut butter jars. Started leaving sandwiches in Ziploc bags. Now, this is going to sound crazy. We would tie it up. What the world was that? I seen movement over there. That's an unusual spot for me to see movement too. There ain't nothing there. But anyway, we took a Ziploc bag, put a peanut butter jelly sandwich in it, sealed it up. And then we take a string, tied around it. We found a sapling about 12 foot tall, but it wasn't about that big around. And we bent that thing over, tied that sandwich in that Ziploc, and we let that tree go back up. Of course, that and that kind of got that bag hanging out where nothing could climb that tree to get to it. First few times, the bag, the string, and all be gone. The string be broke, bag, sandwich, the whole 9 yards be gone. I wouldn't find the bag laying around the tree or into that area. Then we went back one day, and here's where it got kind of crazy. Bent that we could tell the Ziploc bag was still up there, but the sandwich was gone. So we bent this tree over. That bag was sealed back, and it was not tore open or anything. Now, I don't know. Me and Keith both scratched our heads on that one. We don't know. We don't know. Something is out here. That setter puppy done got the woofing. Me fooling with these tractors today, tell them what's interested in and around this area. Or the deer. Oh, I see what it is. I see what it is. Bunch of deer out in the field. Okay. I went and filled my corn feeder back up today, so it probably come on a while ago, and that's what's out in the field. That's probably why he's woofing. So I found deer tracks right up here, almost by the back door of the day. So they just want to come up here right around the house. So, hey, BF Bud, good to see you. Good. Look forward to see you here in a few weeks too. Enjoyed being with you a couple of weeks ago up on the mountain in Tennessee. And if anybody else has come in, I hope I spoke to you. If I didn't, forgive me, because I hadn't been trying to keep up with chat too much. I think I seen Jeffy in here a while ago. Good to see you tonight too. Look forward to seeing y'all down at Hunter's Camp here pretty soon. So anyway, me and Keith kept experimenting with the Ziplocs for a while. They done it one more time, or something done it one more time. Then we would find them tear open. Then a lot of times we just wouldn't find them at all. Left cookies, they'd take him. Left watermelons till they busted one. We would tie the watermelon up in a tree, and I think what happened, it was trying to get the watermelon. Finally got mad because it couldn't get them strings out from around it. It just busted it. During that time period, we were finding little piles of acorns at the tree, flowers, crawfish, rocks, pretty quartz rocks. They'd be piled up right there, right next to that tree where we was baiting at. We didn't find no limb formations or nothing during that time. And there were several times I came in there to feed by myself, and I think they were right there around me. And then one day we were feeding, and I caught movement. And this was right on the edge of a cutover, and at the time the cutover was fairly young. Cutover, this would have been around 2008, 9. I've seen movement out in the cutover in a little section of nothing but a bunch of blackberry briars. I told Keith, I said, I think there's one right there in them blackberries. So I kept standing there, and Keith walked down and come in from the back side. We was going to see if we could flush it out, see if we could see it, He started moving in there. I happened to look up the hill, and I could see the weeds and the pines swaying back like something was coming down that hill in a hurry. And I think it was on all fours, and I hollered at Keith. I told him to get out of there, and me and him both got back out in the road. I think Mama or Daddy was coming down to break that up, because I think what was in there was a juvenile, a young one. And that was probably the one that was taking the bait. That's why we figure it was a little one, or young one. That's what me and Mr. Tao and several others kind of think. It was a younger one taking the bait from us. But we don't know that for sure. I mean, we're just kind of guessing on that. But that's kind of because some of the footprints we found right in that area were 9 inches, 4-toed, like one toe was missing. Hand print, not that big of a hand print in the dirt. It's like it when it went down, It put its hand down into the bank of the creek. We done a cast of both of them, sent them off, and sent it off to. Okay, hey, I didn't realize that was you, y'all, Mars. I did not realize it was y'all. Yeah, I hope you get to. Really hope you get to. Hadn't seen y'all in a while. I didn't realize that was your YouTube name, so because I can barely see the little picture. I didn't realize that was y'all. So good to see you on here. That's what I'm saying. Sometimes the names don't ring a bell with me. Sometimes it doesn't ring with me. But yeah, I know now. So glad to have you with us tonight. So. You have a good time out there. Bud, I need to get up there on my club this weekend too. Night, Mark Krill, glad you came in tonight. I hope to see you at the meet and greet. If you're gonna get to come, I hope you get to. Yeah, thank you, Blue Eye. Thank you. Yeah, it's about 8:15. I guess I need to get ready to do the prayer list and uh, everything. And I know I done run my mouth long enough about not much of nothing. So, like I said, I ain't used to sitting here doing this by myself. It's kind of awkward for me. Except when I'm doing a video in the woods, that's a little different. But sitting here in front of y'all, kind of by myself, is a little awkward. I don't know why. I mean, it's not bothering me. It's just, I guess, cause my partner in crime ain't here beside me. Usually she's with me here, so kind of makes it kind of strange a little bit. Plus, I'm going to go in and check on her here in a few minutes and everything, make sure everything's going okay. Uh-oh. Neighbors shooting guns. You got one guy back over yonder somewhere. He'll get out at 11, 12 o'clock at midnight and just open up with a fully automatic. I mean, he'll do this for 30 minutes. Then I don't know what he's doing. So I don't know what's going on with that fella. So. And like I told y'all on the video from down there was a guy contacted me. It went to Hollins. It'd been about a month ago, probably now. He rode down there, and he heard what he thought was two wood knocks, and he also heard a limb, what he thought was a limb, get tore off the tree, and also maybe a vocal from the mountain, but he wasn't 100% sure. When me and Rebecca were down there Sunday, just getting ready for a shower to come through, I heard something, but I just don't really know what it was. I really don't know. Hey, Catherine, good to see you tonight. And anybody else I missed? Yes, it does, Greg. It kind of makes you feel like you're talking to yourself, Kind of awkward for me to do it by myself. I don't know. I guess I got used to my, Rebecca being right beside me on these lives or having a guest on and me just sitting here rambling, Yeah, that's true. I have never done a lot of research into the skinwalker stuff. No, I'm not saying they don't exist, because there's a lot of people have told me that they have seen stuff like that. I've been around some strange individuals that gave me the heebie-jeebies when I was around them. It's like my spirit knew something was wrong with that person. I don't know what it could have been. I don't know, maybe they were demon possessed or something was going on. I wanted away from them. I mean, I didn't even get to talk to them. When I got around them, it's like my spirit was like, just get out of here. I've been around a couple folks like that before. Just something wasn't right there, and it's like, my spirit was telling me, hey, get away from this person. And and I heeded it. I got away. Like a lot of times when I've been Bigfooting before in the past, I've had that feeling it was time to go. Especially down on my friend's property, not far from Hollins. He lives 5 miles from Hollins. And what's strange about that property, it belonged to my Great 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 grandfather Burton back in the 1800s. They owned that property. In fact, he got sold out of the Burton hands in the 1950s. That's some of John's people. Y'all know some of y'all know my cousin John Burton. His father was one of the last generations born in that house and on that property, and they ended up selling it. Well, I didn't even know when I was going down there bigfooting and hunting on that property that belonged to my grandfather's, back in the 1800s. And but them boogers down there, boy, they put off a vibe or something was putting off a vibe down there that I didn't like. And it may have been my kin people trying to get me out from down there because they knew something was bad down there or something. Maybe one of these days I'll have James on here to talk about that area. His grandfather actually back in the 50s shot at one. His shotgun. He had an apple orchard down there, and he kept having a bunch of apples disappear. He finally set up down there one night waiting on it. This is about the same time the peach monster over in Shelton County, this 30 miles from here, was people were finding tracks in their peach orchards, and a lot of peaches were disappearing. And then also the sheriff of the county at that time made some casts of the footprints. They also think they hemmed one up in a creek. He tried to send the deputies in there. The deputy told them they wasn't going in there with that thing. They had tracked it down off of one of the peach orchards down in this creek bottom, and I think they got a glimpse of it, and they went into a thick spot, and I think he tried to send them deputies in there, and they said, "No, we ain't doing that. No, I ain't going in there with that thing." And they kept the prints, the cast in the courthouse for years when you came in the front door. But they remodeled the courthouse, and they said the cast disappeared from there. So, maybe they got put up in storage and never got put back out. Maybe somebody took them. Maybe they threw them away. I mean, we don't know. I think several people went down there and asked about it, and there's no answers about it. But there is pictures from the 1950s in newspapers. Can't remember the name of the newspaper. It may be the Clanton Advertiser. If y'all want to look that up, you might could find it. And then up in Anniston area, they had what they called the Chockalaka monster back in the 30s. It was seen there a lot in the Chockalaka Creek bottoms along where I-20 would be now, back up through there toward the little community of D. Armourville, which is going back toward National Forest and Chockalaka Wildlife Management Area. There was a lot of newspaper articles about it. The sheriff put a posse together. They found tracks. People in that area was seeing it left and right going across their cotton fields, a family of them. They talked like it was a male and a female and a small one. Maybe they came out of them foothills of the National Forest, maybe looking for food, or maybe got run out by the other bunch. We don't know. And then all of a sudden it got quiet and it disappeared. The witnesses said they were monkey-like. And that's what they could only compare them to, because that's probably the only thing they knew to compare them to back then. But there is documentation on that. If you want to look it up, you have to do a little digging, but it's there. I found some of them. You just had to dig a little bit, and pretty good, interesting articles about it. I can't even remember the sheriff's name of both counties. They were pretty good articles wrote on them about that. Of course, Alabama has the Alabama White thing. In fact, Miss Jessica Jones, I don't know if she's still in here or not, cryptid huntress. She had a guy on the other day that had witnessed a white Bigfoot here in Alabama. There's a Facebook page actually here in Alabama dedicated to the Alabama White thing. Now, some of it I think is BS, but sometimes I think there's legitimate encounters and sightings on there. I have tried to contact a few of the ones that seem to be very more like a real encounter. I don't know if they thought I was trying to mess with them or something, so they didn't, answer me back. But I did get one off that one. That one guy who seen what he thought was a dog man there in Lincoln last year, and I did go up there and look, and I will say this: there's some more evidence to back it up. There's some more evidence there in that area to back that up, and that's right there in a busy area. It caught me off surprise. It's a busy area, and right there close to the major interstate coming through Alabama, I-20. Right there where a bunch of people live on the river. I mean, that place is a busy area right there next to a large town. I mean, and there, this guy witnessed what he thought was a dog man standing in the pasture one morning real early. And there's some stuff to back it up that when I get a chance, I've got to go interview this person and really sit down and let him talk about everything that's went on around his property up there. I haven't been keeping up with chat, so I hope somebody hadn't asked me a question. If I have, I'm sorry. Sitting here running my mouth. So, all right, y'all. Let's see. We're getting about close to 8:30 without my co-host here with me, kind of throwing me a curve. Hope I can see here. Hope I can see here to read. Yeah, I can see a little bit. I'm not getting heebie-jeebies or nothing out here. Usually if I sit out here by myself and there's something around, I usually start getting stared at, feeling, something looking at me. That's another thing you hear from a lot of folks who go down to the hunter's camp. They'll talk about, having the eyes pierce you. Spencer talked about that. And if y'all didn't know, Spencer was on Bigfoot Society the other day. Y'all go check it out. He was on Bigfoot Society. He talked a little bit about Creepy Mountain when he'd been up there, and also he talked a little bit about down at the hunter's camp. So y'all get a chance, go over to Bigfoot Society and check that out. And like I said, Miss Jessica Jones, Cryptid Hunters, had the guy on the other day, about his white thing sighting, as we call it in Alabama. And that's mostly more up in North Alabama, kind of up toward where Greg's at, and back toward Coombo, and back over toward Gadsden, back toward Birmingham area, that little triangle there, kind of where a lot of that comes from. But, this spring, I think I got a glimpse of something gray out here in the wood line, a grayish color, and it was big. And, right there at dark. And I think it was after some geese that were out there in my field. I think it was fixing to snatch at one. The geese got up and flew, made a lot of noise. That's what made me look over there, and that's when I seen something step back into the woods. It was big. And then, me and Rebecca, I went and got her, and, it was still there. Whatever it was, I think was still there, because you could see a limb over there just going up and down like crazy. And there wasn't no wind that day or anything. So. Neighbor's dog's barking now. I usually try to pay attention to dogs barking, but it could be the deer running around and that. And I don't know if the moon's come up yet or not. I think tonight was the last night of the real full moon, but I don't see it nowhere. I know this morning, boy, when I got off work, it was still pretty. I went in last night, it was a pretty moon. Yeah, he did. Spencer done a very good job, Catherine. He did a very good job. All right. Well, let me let's see. We got any new prayer requests? Anybody's got any, go ahead and throw them in there for me real quick, and I'll write them down and try to watch them. That's the other thing I miss. Rebecca catch stuff when I don't on this chat. So, yeah, you're right, Miss DD. Trust them dogs. They telling you something's around somewhere. So. Well, I've kept y'all entertained for about an hour now. I guess I done something right, I guess. Oh man. I think Rebecca's staying on to about 7:30. Yeah, she's just having a hard time. They only give her so many pills for those migraines, and sometimes she has to take them all, and then she's just, I don't know. I think our doctor appointment ain't till, I think, December with a neurologist, I believe, to look at everything, but I don't know. Have to, I'll carry her tomorrow and see if somebody give her a shot. She keeps, having problems. Yeah, we need to be in prayer for everyone, Wendell, no doubt. I agree with that too, Blue Eye. Be in prayer for everybody traveling to the meet and greet and going back home. A lot of stuff happens on them highways. Very dangerous. Very dangerous. Thank you, Catherine. Thank you. One other thing I'm gonna bring up. I'm not gonna go into this deep real quick. Why I'm kind of waiting to see if anybody's gonna, um, put a prayer or something up for somebody. Right now, in my area, there's some stuff going on about immigration. I don't know what's truth. I don't know what's BS. My town has been on the national news, Fox, ABC, NBC. And the only reason I'm touching on this subject is to trying to stay away from it because I don't know what the truth exactly is. I think things may be getting blown out of proportion. I don't know if it is or not. I'm about truth and what's facts. But it was said that a bunch of bus loads of Haitians were dropped off in our town. I have not seen that. A lot of other people said they have not seen that. But what really got us in the news, or the city of Sylacauga put it that way, was a bunch of citizens went to the council meeting to ask about this, and the president of the council shut the meeting down. Heard leaves move behind me. Could be a lizard or something in the leaves. But that stirred a bunch of folks up. And when that stirred folks up, it got the attention of news people. Of course, we're right now in a hotbed time of activity. Y'all know that. Election year. Everything's hot topic. That became a very hot topic here very quick. Only reason I'm bringing that up, if you hear it on the news or if you see it, do not let that bother you about coming here. As far as I know, there haven't been no problems. I got friends at the sheriff department. I got friends on the city police department. They haven't really heard. I mean, they arrested one guy and he was beating his wife. I mean, they got him from domestic violence. Some of them are going to church, and kind of what I heard, there really wasn't that many here. I'm hearing about 20, and I don't think they're causing problems. So that's what I'm saying. I think a lot of stuff has been blown out of proportion. Now, here's what I am going to say. This comes from a reliable source, but now this was here a while back. This guy works for a company that moves trailers. Goes to where they build them at, brand new, picks them up and gets them delivered either to a dealership or to the people that bought them or to wherever they need to go. Now, he said for a while, and I brought this up in this chat, in this live before. And here a while back, they were steadily carrying them to military bases, FEMA type trailers. But they wasn't carrying them to the very active Army bases. They was carrying them to the ones that's not as active, like Selma, Alabama. There's an Air Force base down there. He said they had a place cleared out in there, and they were stacking them trailers in there like core wood, running power and electricity to them. I heard that at Fort McPherson above Atlanta. We heard it at Gunter Air Force Base in Montgomery. I don't know about the others. That's some places they were carrying these trailers. What they were carrying them for, don't know. But they know they were buying a bunch of them. But if you hear something like that, do not let it deter you from coming here. Right now, we're not having nothing going on. Just a lot of folks is upset, and it's made national news because we're in a hotbed of activity right now. If there was a problem going on here and I thought it wasn't safe for people to come here, I'd be the first one to say, hey, we might not need to do this meet and greet right here, right now. But we're going to be 12 miles out in the middle of the woods. And I'm going to tell you, where we get going, you're not going to see people much. The only people we're going to see there is going to be the people who live down in that area or hunters coming in. That's who you're going to see. Yes, ma'am. I know there's a lot of immigrant illegals and all that coming in this country, but I think a lot of it in my area got blown out of proportion very quickly. I think that's what took place, and so yeah. Yes, ma'am. I agree, Miss Burton. That was I'm a councilman too. I don't really tell nobody that much in another little town. I would have never let nobody shut a meeting down unless that person got hostile or belligerent. Then yes, I'd ask him to leave. But far as somebody voicing their opinion and doing it peacefully, and I mean, I know people get a little mad. I'm talking about somebody getting belligerent or trying to get violent, or you know what I'm saying. Then I'd asked him to leave. If he couldn't control himself or their self, but if he's acting or she's acting decent, I'm gonna listen to everything they have, But I'm like anybody else. I ain't gonna have nobody screaming at me. That ain't gonna happen. That we're not for long anyway. But so just keep that in mind. If you see that pop up, try to, and that's on anything we see nowadays. We don't know what we really. I mean, it's getting hard to tell what's truth and facts. I mean, I'll be honest with you, because every topic you can go find something pro and negative on it. And it's getting very hard to figure that out. So be careful what you read, try to research. There's a lot of clickbait going on out there. A lot of people just wanting to stir up stuff. Just be real careful what you read and what you see, because we know there's narratives being pushed. We know there's all kind of things. So just be very, very, try to do your research. Try to do your research. Hey, Mr. Nunley, good to see you. Good to see you tonight, Mr. Barton. Try to do your research on any topic. We try to not do politics on this channel much. I kind of, try to leave this out. This is more about fellowship and discussing, homesteading, farming, Bigfoot, ghost, more in that realm. Not religion, but beliefs. Put it that way. Because I'm not a big fan of religion either. So, yeah. And that's true. It's happening all over our country, different things. Just be careful. Always keep your head on a swivel. I mean, you got to do it out in the woods now, too, because you don't never know who you're going to run across in the woods anymore. A lot of folks, a lot of homeless are moving in the woods. And I mean, you never know. I mean, Hollands, yeah, we're going to be safe. I mean, we don't have a whole lot happening in this neck of the woods. That type of stuff. But, I mean, the only thing we had a couple years ago was a guy got killed up toward Cheehaw. There were some people camping out in the woods. They were from Florida. They tried to rob the guy and his wife, and he pulled his gun. They pulled his gun. He shot one of them. They shot him. And, of course, forest rangers, game wardens, U.S. Marshals were on top of it in a few minutes. They done had everybody rounded up in the woods and had them. So, you know, it did, you know, they come to find out they were from Florida and they had warrants. And I mean, it was a big rigmarole, and everybody said, oh, you got to stay out of Talladega National Forest. I've been roaming in that place all my life. Been in there at nighttime, 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, coon hunting. And I mean, I've seen a few things, but didn't really have no trouble. I've camped out there in different places, coon hunted. Didn't really have much trouble. But still, nowadays, you need to watch what's going on. I'd worry more about people than I would sometimes the other stuff. Sometimes, but you know. Yeah, yeah. Sorry he had that happen, PJ. I'm glad he's doing better, though. Glad he's doing better. I don't know, Miss CD, the answer to that question, really. Unless there was somebody here trying to sponsor them. Now, something I did hear, I don't know how much truth is this, that people will sponsor them to get the money from the feds. And then as soon as they get their money, they just drop them. They just drop the immigrants out and forget about them. So kind of a form of human trafficking, I guess you call it. I've heard some of that goes on. That could have been the case. I don't know. Yeah, we got a lot of industry here in Sylacauga, but it's got to be high-tech industry now. I mean, we do have a fertilizer plant, ice cream plant, but I mean, that ice cream plant, Bluebell is very, very strict with their workers because they, you know, they're producing the food product. You know, we've got the marble quarries here. We've got some companies that make roofing shingles, but it's all high-tech stuff. I mean, you got to kind of have a good education to work at some of these places, and you know, they're pretty particular who they work. Now, back in the 90s, when the cotton mill was running here, it was one of the largest cotton mills in the United States, Avondale Mills. Their home office was here, and they had plants all over Alabama, Georgia, North Carolina, South Carolina. They brought in a bunch of Hispanics for a while. We had a flood of Hispanics come in Sylacauga, but they didn't really give no trouble. A lot of them still live here. I mean, they go to church, you know, with different churches, schools. In fact, my mom had one move across from her, a family, very good people. I'm glad to have them over because they used to keep an eye out for my mom. He had my phone number, and he'd call and let me know when something was going on or he thought something was wrong. He would go over there. He was a very good guy. I still talk to him now. He still lives across from my mom's place, and I'm glad he's there because if something goes on, he will ring my telephone. And so, Superfly, what is Royal? Are you talking about Royal sausage plant? When that happened? Man, I hate to hear that because that was a good sausage company. Alabama has several good ones, especially Canuck, or however you want to pronounce that. I always called it Canuck. There's several ways to pronounce it. I know a lot of people's heard of them. But Royal Sausage was the sausage plant, and oh wow, man, I hate to hear that. They were a big producer. Wow, I hate to hear that. We got another one in Alabama called Ziegler's. It's a big one. Big sausage, bologna, all that type of stuff producer there in Birmingham. So, I hate to hear that, man. That ain't good. All right, I guess I don't know, Miss CD. That's just what I heard. I have no idea. So, I mean, you think it would be that way, but I don't know. Yeah, it is, Michael. One of these days, I'm going to stop and visit their store. When I'm down that part of Alabama, I'm going to stop and go in there. I buy a lot of sausage from them. They're starting to make other products pretty good. And also here in Alabama, we got Dreamland. Barbecue, which is a big, started in Tuscaloosa. Became a franchise, but it ain't like the old one. They make a sauce. 12 meat patch you can play. Yeah, I wouldn't doubt that, Superfly. Like a few years ago when we had all them other food processing plants burning to the ground, plane hitting them, all kind of stuff, derailments going on railroad tracks, spinning tons of soybeans and corn and grain bins burning to the ground. I mean, that to me wasn't coincidence. That was just pure something going on there, and yeah, that was crazy. All right, we'll go over the list I got. Now, I know last time I had took some names off because I hadn't heard back. But y'all keep Mr. Jeff still in prayer. He had his surgery a couple weeks ago. Hope he's doing better. Hope he gets to come to the the meet and greet. Miss Christie seems to be doing better. She's coming to the meet and greet, so we'll be proud to see her. I think she's coming with Miss Robin, so she'll have somebody on the road with her, which will be good. Hope Gary's doing better. Y'all keep Gary in your prayer. But what in the world? I don't know if y'all heard that or not back here. Not like something stomped something. Y'all keep Mr. Mark D in your prayers. I didn't see Mark in chat tonight. He ain't been in there much, but y'all keep Mark in prayer. Mark's got a lot of things going on. Y'all keep him in prayer. Mark D. Y'all really keep him in prayer. Sorry about that, Christy. I hope you get well enough that you can still make the trip. But please, if you don't feel up to it, don't come and get yourself in worse shape. We don't want you to leave here. Sure will, Miss Barb. Sure will. Or if y'all keep Stacy, I know Stacy's probably doing better, but y'all keep Stacy prayer. Greg House, Greg's doing better, but keep him in prayer. He's still got some ways to go. My friend David and his wife Kathy. Y'all will get to meet them at the meet and greet. They're going to come. They're friends of ours that lives on the other side of Creepy Mountain. She had cancer, and so y'all keep them in prayer. Miss Katie and John, Bobby and her mom. I hope your mom's doing better, and Bobby. Hope you're doing better too, Bobby. Mr. Terry Allen, his wife Caroline. Y'all keep Miss Jubilee. Hadn't seen her in here tonight, but y'all keep her in prayer. David Hughes and his family. Y'all, yeah, I sure will, Superfly. Russ. Miss Cindy Johns, I didn't see her tonight, but no, Wendell, I'm not doing the fire pit. I'm gonna wait and start back in October. Probably be the weekend after the meet and greet. I've got a lot of stuff I got to do tomorrow. Got some projects I got to get took care of. Cutting up wood for the meet and greet. Got to build a chicken pen. Got to do a few other things and start getting ready for this meet and greet. So this weekend and next weekend, I'm going to try to use that time to get everything kind of ready. I'd love to, but I just don't want to try to pile too much in on myself. And okay, Bobby, I'll put your brother back on here. Let's see here. Miss Sherry Griffin, I know she's doing better. I didn't see her tonight, but I think she is doing better. But I'm going to keep people on here. Mr. Gene, I seen him earlier. Prayers for his family. Miss Phyllis. Y'all keep Phyllis in your prayers. I seen Phyllis was in here earlier. I don't know if she's still here or not. River Morris. Y'all keep River Morris in your prayer. Let's see. Miss Lenita. Y'all keep Miss Lenita. Let's see. I think D.A. Roberts is doing a lot better. Y'all keep Mr. Jeffy in y'all's prayers. Let's see. I think Hillary, I think I seen Hillary a while ago. I think she's doing better. But y'all still pray. We need to pray for all each other, even if we don't call out our names. We need to. Okay, I sure will, Michael X. Is that the one I met? I can't remember. I'm sorry, Michael. Is that the one I met that came to the May outing? I was hoping he was going to get to come with you to the meet and greet. I think he would really enjoy that. I think if that was him. I'm sorry, I can't remember names. I'm sorry. Sometimes I get goofy and can't remember stuff. Getting old. Okay, that was him. Well, I hate that. We'll be praying for him, and I hope he can come to the meet and greet. If nothing else, but ride up and sit with us for a little while. Let's see. All right, let me get back. I'm out here trying to read. I ain't got my co-host. Oh me, I hope I ain't passing over nobody. Y'all remember some of my family members? They had some issues going on. Let's see. Of course, y'all keep the guy Russ in your prayers. That's the one Superfly was talking about a while ago. Bobby's brother, and of course Michael's nephew Jackson. So, and hope I didn't skip anyone. I know there's Mr. Martin Groves. Y'all keep him in prayer. He sent me a message the other day. He's been having a lot of issues going on. Y'all keep him in prayer. Y'all keep him in prayer. Okay, I sure will. We'll keep Crystal in prayer. I seen she hit a deer the other day. I meant to comment on that. I'm glad she's all right from that. I'm gonna tell you, a lot of folks get hurt bad hitting deer. That's right. Thank you, Bobby, for reminding me. Gary Spike Jr.'s family. I'm glad. I tell you, I'm kind of lost without Rebecca being out here with me. She kind of keeps me on straight and narrow a little bit. We've been going almost 2 hours, so I hope I've kept y'all entertained. Yeah, and I'm wearing a cowboy hat. Yeah, I used to wear them all the time, especially back when I was a teenager, up in my 20s, 30s, even up into my 40s. I used to have a dress one, and didn't one like this. I wore when I was cutting hay or row cropping and stuff. Then I had a dress one. I used to wear a cowboy hat a lot. Wore the pointed cowboy boots for years. Um, uh, you know, um, I used to do a little rodeoing back when in my 20s. Uh, so, decided I need something back on this bald head and these ears out in this hot sun. And I got a little sunburnt back in the early part of the summer. A little bit. I had the cross across my head because I had that mask cap on. So I had a cross on my head. And you could feel it up there. Hey, brother, good to see you in here. Good to see you. But yeah, I used to have a dress one too. I used to wear it a lot. He used to have a cowboy coat, dress coat. So used to wear it a lot. I used to have folks give me strange looks when I'd wear it. But I swear I keep hearing something moving around here somewhere. Maybe it's them deer out in the field or something. I don't know. But you bring him if you can to the meet and greet, Michael, and you bring him. Yeah, they put a lot of pressure on them in college too. There's a lot of pressure with college. My daughter had a little hard time, and, and everything. College, a lot of pressure on them, and just other things in this world causing a lot of, you know. All right, Miss Blue, we sure will. We sure will. I didn't see Joe in here tonight. See, he's sitting here listening with you, or usually he'll comment, but everything. So, all right. Anybody got any questions before we get ready to do the prayer and get off here? We've been right at 2 hours now. I'm about talked out. I hate to say that. I don't want to keep boring y'all. So. All right. Well, let's say a prayer and then we'll get ready to get off here. And hope y'all have a good weekend and everything. So, Lord, thank you for letting us come together. Thank you for your love and peace and mercy and help, Lord, and your justice. All praise and honor be unto you, Lord. Thank you for your Son, for everything he done for us and coming to this earth, becoming part man, part God, and going to that cross and suffering how he did, Lord, for us. Thank you, Lord, for the Holy Spirit, for the counseling, for the conviction, and guiding us and protecting us. Lord, all these names that's been called out, the name and unspoken, and whatever else we got going on in this world, there's tons of it. Every day you can't get away from it. You hear it, you see it. Just turmoil, people having all kind of problems, health, financial, depression, mental, fussing and fighting, just all kind of stuff, Lord. You be with all the ones, Lord, that's dealing with all this stuff and the pressures of life and just trying to live nowadays, Lord. It's getting rough on people. And be with us, Lord. And we got this upcoming meet and greet, Lord. We pray for safe travels for everybody coming. And when they go home, that we have a good fellowship and a good time. And Lord, the weather be perfect. I know I hate to ask for that, Lord, because that seems to be something silly we would ask for. But I hope and pray that we have perfect weather for it, Lord. But your will be done. We ask this all in Jesus' name. Amen. All right. Let's see. Like I said, me, Spencer, Greg, Misty, and I think Roger, and maybe Mr. Mark. I'm not sure. Sometime this weekend, we're all going to sit down and talk about the itinerary for the meet and greet. Next week, not sure if we'll do it on our live or we'll do it on Woodwalkers Live, but we'll be talking about the meet and greet, go over the itinerary and any other information y'all need to know. Keep your eyes on that chat in the Talladega National Forest event chat. If you think you're coming and you hadn't went over to Woodwalkers yet, Facebook page under the events, go over and let Spencer and us know you're coming. We're trying to keep a head count. Moggs, is 3 watersheds that are within 4 miles that you can go over and fish at. The 2 creeks there close to the campground, they're small. They cross the road and become a bigger creek. On down further, they start getting some deep pockets. Yeah, but you can go over to one of them watersheds. In fact, I was thinking about during the day on that Saturday, if anybody wanted to, maybe before we start having the speakers and all that, if anybody wanted to go riding, we might take a group and go over toward that side. There's a lookout spot over there. Gary Spikes has been there. Mr. Barton Nunley's been there. A few other folks. I think I carried Spencer there. And you can look back toward Sylacauga. You can see Creepy Mountain. You can see the lay of the land pretty good. There's another hunter's camp right below it. I'm gonna probably one of these days have a small out in there. It'll probably hold about 15, 20 people. But we can go in there riding. There's been boogers seen in all those places. A lot of stuff over at what we call number 3 watershed. A lot of stuff went on at that watershed with boogers. Guy over there fishing at night, late in the evening one time, had limbs, rocks coming out the lake on him, screaming and hollering at him. They finally got to the boat ramp, trying to load the boat, rocks pelting them. I would love to get him on YouTube to talk about it, but he won't do it. He doesn't live far from there. They've had him on their property. He had one charge him one time. He thinks the things are attracted to him. Sounds like they are, by a lot what he's told me. I'd love to have him on. Nothing else, just his voice, and let him tell y'all what he has experienced in his lifetime. He's not far from Holland's Hunter's Camp either, where the crow flies. So, yeah, number 3 is a very good place to kayak too. But you can still fish from the bank there. So yeah, if you want to bring your fishing rods, I can point you how to get over there to it. It's pretty easy actually. I can just point you how to get out of there. That is true, Michael X. Number 2 watershed over there has had some action too. I done a video from there. In fact, I loaded my shotgun while I was there. There was a holler come across from the other side of the lake that was wicked. Rebecca said, "Is that what I thought that was?" And I said, "Yeah, babe." I mean, that was a call like it was ticked off call. I loaded that shotgun real quick. Even though it was across the lake, I didn't know if there was some on my side of the lake with me. We started slowly easing back the truck. That call caught me off guard. It wasn't a regular call. This was a ticked off call to me. If you go back, I don't know when that video was. It's been over a year ago or two. You can go back, and some other people heard that over that video. They heard that. So it was kind of wild. I slammed buckshot right into that barrel of that shotgun, just in case. Might not kill nothing, but I'll keep it away from it for a few seconds till I can get to where I can get. So, thank you, PJ. I will. I'll tell you. I'll sure tell her. And y'all pray for her on these migraines. She'll get them under control, and they just pop back up. I don't know what stirs these things up. I'm doing pretty good with my gallbladder. I ain't had no more problems. Still waiting to get in to get my test. Any trout in those creeks. In Hatchet Creek, there is some trout because it's a real cold creek, but it's hard to access a lot of Hatchet Creek because it's all along private land. So I don't know. They catch some walleye out there. They catch some sauger. What we call jackknife trout. They catch out of Hatchet Creek because it is a cold creek. Smallmouth. They catch some of them in there, but there's got to be most of any trout in Alabama is going to be more up north Alabama, northeast Alabama, or up around the Fort Payne area where the Little River Canyon's at. That's a cold creek. They catch some up there and everything. But I have never caught a walleye or a sauger. I've tried to fish for them in deep water. I've caught the jackknife trout before. Caught some yellow perch before. We don't have many. And I've caught smallmouth in real deep water in the Coosa. They stay deep in the cold water. And I've caught a few of them in deep water. You know, I'm talking about 50, 60 foot of water on rock ledges. Stuff. Back when I used to do a lot of fishing. But something I got to get back to doing. And I am going to do an outing sooner or later on a public part of Hatchet Creek. One of these days we'll have, it'll be a small one. I mean, it can't have a lot of folks. But I am going to try to do one there. And y'all remember too, we got the one coming up in December up at the Cowmugga Grist Mill Park in Shieldsburg. It's they got a campground. They got some electrical water hookups. So if you're bringing a camper, you might want to go ahead and call. Say them dates. That's going to be the 5th, 6th, and 7th of December, I think. Whatever that first weekend of December is. I'm going to put my camper down in the creek bottom in the horseshoe. Wendell's been there. Several other people's been up there. Stacy's been up there. It's a good flat area down there around the creek. It holds a lot of people. We get a ton. We could have a meet and greet there easily. That place is big enough that you could stack folks in there. Plus, it has bathrooms, a shower. And on Saturday, me and Rebecca rented the pavilion from 9 to 5, where we could get in there and maybe have a Christmas type meal that day. Then that night, Saturday night, we'll ease back down to the creek where everybody's camped and have a fire. And of course, Friday night, we'll do the same thing. So, and if anybody wants to come early, you're welcome. I think the tent camping, I hate to do one where you're going to be charged, but I tried to get it where I could pay a flat fee, and they kind of don't do it that way. He said, yeah, his individual campers need to pay it. I was going to try to rig that up, but they kind of wouldn't go for that. So I don't think it's bad. I won't say $15 for tent camping, I think, but at least you got a bathroom and a shower to go to. And that's pretty nice. And it's a nice one. They just redone it, spent $80,000 on it. So a friend of mine has done all the work on it, and he done a very good job. It's very nice bathrooms, very nice showers, very safe place. They don't have no trouble. Now, the place is full of paranormal. I'll go ahead and just tell you that right off bat. Up around the mill and the covered bridge, there's a lot of stuff been seen. My mama witnessed it, my grandfather, my mom's brothers and sisters, other people. There's some stuff goes on at that grist mill at night sometimes. And there's boogers there. There's been boogers seen across the creek. And supposedly a dog man was seen there one time. I just wish I could find that dude that said he's seen it. Over on across the creek, there's walking trails, and he was back there walking, and he got a glimpse of it over there. And it's right next to the old Alabama Army Depot, where they made gunpowder during World War II and Korean War and Vietnam. Also, it's where the heavy water was made for the atomic bomb that was used in Japan. That was a top secret place for a while, boy. You had to have some clearance to get in that place. It's a big old place. Chillersburg actually owns the property now, making it an industrial part. And they got a big robot plant coming there. Going to build robots. So that's a good thing for the city of Chillersburg and South Talladega County to have that come in. So, all right, y'all. Keep an eye on information coming out in case something changes. Keep an eye on the weather for the next week or so. By next weekend, we'll kind of really know what's going to happen with the weather. If something happens, if you think you're coming early, let me know. That way I kind of know who's coming in early. It's not I don't care. I just like to kind of know people's there. Because my permit's actually only good for the group camping for the Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Not saying you know what I'm saying, but remember about your firearms. Be careful what you bring with you. I don't think they'll come in there and check nobody. They're gonna know we're there now. They know we're there. Then I got that permit, so hoping to find out something about the Porta Johns this week. I guess I'm gonna have to go by and just talk to him. Like I said, he called me one day this week. I tried to call him back several times, hadn't talked to him, so I don't know what he was wanting to call and talk to me about. So I'm figuring he's going to either tell me, yeah, we can do that, or no, we can't. So if we can't, then you need to think about how you're going to take care of that. If I got a bucket with a trash bag or something, we'll figure it. And remember, there ain't no dumpster there. There's not a dumpster down there, so you have to pack your garbage back out with you. So keep that in mind too. That's one thing I hate about this spot compared to some others we've done. It's primitive, which makes it a good spot for to have boogers. A lot of stuff goes on there. So, all right, y'all. We love y'all. Hope to see y'all here in 2 weeks. Any questions, just send me a message or go over on the Talladega meet and greet chat and bring it up, or email me at mgreen35151@gmail.com. Y'all go support Woodwalkers. Beast TV, they had Miss PJ stuff was on there last week. If you hadn't watched that, go do that. It's very good. I ain't got to comment on PJ stuff this week. I've been so busy. I got to get back. She put out some good videos this week. Y'all go check out Miss Jessica Jones over at Cryptid Hunters. She has some interesting. I catch some of her shows. She does some of them during the day, so I don't get to watch them. I have to go back and watch them, and a lot of times I don't comment. But y'all go over and check her out. Discover Sasquatch. I think Chris is finally getting close to releasing some stuff. Bud and Angie, they have a YouTube channel. Y'all go support them. Miss V, over at Not So Perfect Bigfoot. Y'all go over and support her, and when she has folks on, and nothing else, just let her know you've been there. I'm guilty too. I don't get to watch every video like I want to. I mean, I'd love to. I wish I had the time to sit and watch everybody's videos all the time, but it's just hard to get to there. So, All right, Timothy. Yeah, I will be. You will be coming early. Okay, good deal. Well, I hope everybody has a good weekend. Be safe. Love one another. Try to get along. Like I said, any questions, shoot them toward me or Spencer or somebody else that might know. Hopefully next weekend we'll have a live. We'll let y'all know when that's going to happen. And if anybody'd like to come on next Friday night with me and Rebecca, let me know. I know I got one guy I need to call. He's been wanting to come on. I need to call him and see. And I know I got to get David and Mr. Will back on. We're going to talk about wilderness survival and what to happen if you get lost in the woods. And Spencer will probably be on there with us too. So, okay, Stephen, that'll be good. That'd be good. So we've got some people coming in early, which is no problem. I'm glad y'all telling me. It just kind of helps keep up what's going on down there. And everything, because I might need some of y'all's help to help set people up and get them in spots and try to keep the main meeting area kind of open. We'll try to help folks out. Like I said, if you got a battery powered weed eater or gas one, bring it with you. If you got room for it, it wouldn't hurt to have 3 or 4 or 5 down there. And when people come up, if they have not bush hogged it, we can weed eat them out of spot for their tent. That way they ain't got to put it down and grab them. Also remember, chiggers and ticks. So remember that. Get down there, you might want to step out of your car and spray your feet and your britches legs for chiggers. Them sun guns are rough around this part of the country. So anyway, love y'all. I'm going to sign off here, and we'll see you next week. We'll go from there. Y'all have a good weekend. Okay, Sherry. Thank you. Yeah, well, it'll take us all to make this work good like we did last time. Biggest thing be just getting everybody set up good. And okay, thank you, Timothy. Y'all have a good weekend. Love y'all. And remember, Jesus Christ of Nazareth is the answer to everything. Don't seem like it, but he is. Love y'all. Y'all have a good night.